What's up everybody, and welcome to another Walkabout mini golf video here on Cloak Reaper Games. Today I'm going to walk you through the best way to go about each hole on Seagull Stacks Hard. First we're going to go into practice and I'm going to show you your options for each of the holes on the course and walk you through how to execute them. If you want to skip to the Underpar run, just skip to the time on screen now. Now keep in mind, whenever I give an estimated power of a shot on a scale from 1 to 10, what it feels like to me might be different from you depending on putter strength. I like to keep mine at 85% because that's what I'm comfortable with, so that's what I'll be basing the power off of. Using these shots, you can get more than 20 strokes under par if you hold it together for all 18 holes. Mid-negative 20s. Whatever the case, you should be able to come out under par for the trophy using these shots. But let's go into practice and go over some shots. So here we are on hole 1, and this one can be rough because it's a par 2, so if you mess up just one of your shots, you're going to be leaving with a bogey. But all they want us to do is go around, but instead we're going to go and hit this slightly different shade of gray brick here. And it doesn't really matter totally where you hit it as long as you don't hit the crack. But you want to hit that about a 3 probably on the power level, and that can get you pretty close to the hole and possibly a hole-in-one if you get your line and your power just perfect. So hole 2, safe way is just going left or right, but usually you're going to end up taking a 3 unless you thread it just right. It is possible to get the hole-in-one. Extremely difficult though because your power has to be absolutely perfect. But we're going to go on the left side of this, lined with this first piece where it starts to break off on the corner, and try to land right in the cup. Most of the time you're going to end up hitting the back of the cup, the side of the cup, some part of the cup, and bouncing over, but it is actually a pretty safe shot, about a 4.5 out of 10. So for our other shot, we're going to go just left of center on the block, go straight back, hit the block, and try to come back into the hole. Now this one is a little bit more risky because when you hit that back wall, you have to hit it with enough power to roll back into the hole, so you have to get a lot of spin off of that back brick. But you can do it. I prefer the first one though, because even if you don't make the hole-in-one, you stay in pretty safe. But you're aiming at the left side of this brick at the back here, probably about a 5, maybe 5.5 on the power level. And because you're hitting it so hard, that's why you can bounce at the bottom and over the back edge there. So hole 3, they want us to go to the left and through this break in the rocks and then come back around to the hole. There is a hole-in-one and we're going to go over that first. So for the hole-in-one, just to the right, we're going to almost graze those bricks, clip up the hill, clip the rock, and that's going to knock it into the hole. This is not a super high percentage shot. If you can get good at it though, you will be able to hit it pretty much every time. But usually you're going to end up bouncing over the hill or even bouncing out and then costing yourself a couple extra strokes. So the best way to go about this hole really is to just hit it nice and easy right there on that edge of the rock, bring yourself over, and you do want to kind of get close to the wall here. That'll give you an easier putt up the hill to get it into the hole. As long as you're anywhere on this shiny side, you'll be able to get it up the hill. So as long as you're not on that dark side on the right, you can still pop it up there to at least make it up. So hole 4, we're going to hit it over the ramp and into this flat piece of rock sticking out right here. It's going to go into the wall, and you can hope for a favorable bounce to put it in the hole. This one's probably about a 4.5 out of 10. And you can go straight for the hole and dunk it in, similar to hole 2, but of course power's got to be just right, and if you want to go for that, you want to aim just right of the dot that's on the ramp. Hole 5. This can be one of the most difficult holes in the game. Even if you stroke out, as long as you don't do too bad on the rest of the holes on the course, you can still come out under par though. But we're going to hit it to the left and aim at this brick right here, and if you hit that brick, it'll put it right in the hole pretty much every time, assuming you don't hit it too hard. So we're going to go over the hill on the left, right over that first light green stripe there. And the power is hard to gauge on this one because we're going up 2 hills and we have a bank. It's just a little weird. I'd say for me it's probably about a 4 out of 10, but yeah, we're aiming for that little brick right there. Put it right in the hole. If you go over to the right or you come up a little bit short and end up on the left, you can be stuck there for a while. The putt can be difficult. If you're on the left side of the hole, when you putt in, you want to go just a little bit to the right of the cup because it's going to break to the left, but it doesn't break that much. So just hit it at a medium pace and it should go somewhat straight in. If you're on the right side of the hole, you can pretty much go straight for the brick next to the cup and bank it into it. If you're not comfortable with the bank and you'd rather hit it straight in, since we're on the right side of the cup, you're going to need to break to the left a little bit because when it hits the hill, it's going to break to the right. Now you do need to compensate a little bit more here than you do on the other side, but again, just a nice medium pace and it'll go somewhat straight into the cup. Hole 6, they want us to pick a side here, around the well, and come back around and try to get in there to the hole. We got a couple shots here. The first one is a shot I prefer. We're going to hit the brick that's chipped out right here, the 5th brick. You can see right there on the left side there's a piece of it that's been broken off, and on the right side is a flat face there. We're going to hit that flat face about a 4 power level, and we want to stop just short of this next obstacle. So now we're going to go to our left, almost through the middle, just slightly to the right. And we're going to hit any of these 2 or 3 flat bricks right here, right at the curb. And you want to hit it pretty hard so that it brings you around to the hole. You can get a 2 this way, as long as you don't hit it too hard and hit the cup. It's probably about a 5, 5.5 out of 10 to get it all the way around there. So here's the shot everyone else does, just going for the 3. So we're just going to send it to the right here, nice and easy, so it stops right there. And we're going to send it through again, probably about a 3.5. And you do want to hit it out kind of far like this. You don't want to stop at the end of that curve where you won't have a line. So hit it out there, and you're going to have a long putt, but it's a possible 3 for the eagle. Don't feel bad if you take a bogey or even a double or triple bogey here. It's Seagull stacks, that can happen with the rocks we have. So hole 7 is another one that can mess you up bad. So they want us to jump the first pillar, go all the way over, or just jump over one and then jump over the second one. Now if you look at this pillar, you can see that piece sticking out of it, and if you line it up with the step, we're going to try to jump right over that piece of the pillar there, land on that bit of snow, and come down here. That's just one way to do it. There are multiple ways. Land on that bit of snow, the bit of snow on top, land on the rock down there. But there are even more ways for you to bounce out, especially if you hit it too hard. So yeah, and even though this is kind of the way it seems that they want you to go, it's really not super consistent at getting you over there. Or it's just really tough to do, one or the other. Now if you hit it short, but get lucky enough to be on this left side of the ramp, you can still bank off of the pillar and jump over by hitting right there. I didn't expect that to go in the hole, but there we are. Pretty cool. But yeah, you can bank off of that. Now if you're on the right side of the ramp, or you're too straight with that pillar, you're gonna have to set up and then just pop it over. Just gotta take your medicine. This can be a rough hole. But if you're lucky enough to end up anywhere in this general area, you can make a pretty nice recovery. This one's going to be kind of hard to see because I'm hitting it so hard it moves really fast, but you want to hit that brick and you're going to hit off of this one right here. And there is a little tiny smudge right there, but really if you just aim with that little pebble right there, the end point on the right side of that pebble, as long as you hit that, that's pretty much the same line. But there's a smudge right there, and that's what I use to aim. I just go right next to that smudge, try to shave it with the right side of your ball. Got to hit this one pretty hard, probably about a 6 out of 10. You're going to pop into that brick on the right, jump over, and land over there. You can get this hole in one. I've actually done it just dunking it straight into the hole. Believe it or not, I actually prefer the trick shot because it's just as consistent as going the conventional way, but you get a chance at the hole in one, and I have gotten it more than once. Whew, finally gonna get a little bit of a break from the super tough holes. So first up is the hole-in-one trick shot, and for this we're gonna want to go just to the right, smack that brick on the edge there, pop it up over and into the hole. So we're going just to the right in the edge there before we roll off into the snow. Into the brick, just the right power to pop up into the hole. This is about a 4 out of 10 probably, maybe a 4.5. Not one you'll probably be able to get a super high percentage on, but you can do it, and if you miss it, you should stay on pretty close to the hole. But you do have to play with that edge. This is the way I usually go. Just send it straight across, about a 6 out of 10, and give yourself a 5-7 foot putt. It's not too bad, you can make it for sure. So hole 9, they want us to go up and around here, and then bank it through for a 3 into the hole, possible 2. Tough to pull the 2 though. Depending on how the game's going, I like to do this trick shot. It's not as hard as it looks. It looks intimidating, but you can do it. And there are 2 ways that I line this one up, just depending on how I feel. But we're going straight into that rock right there. First way I like to line it up is to go just right of that where that point hits. Just think of it like you're going to perfectly cut off that piece of carpet sticking out there. That'll get you over. You can also aim at this bit of rock right here, because that's actually what you're going to hit that's going to pop you over. This one is about a 3 out of 10. You can either hit the grass and pop over the little rock wall, or you can just go straight over to the other side. And this is another one you can dunk in for a hole-in-one. So there are a few ways to go about this one. But first we're going to go over the one that I think is my new shot. This is one I've been doing lately. If you look at this third brick right here, there's a flat face on the left. It kind of bends and turns into another flat face going to the next rock. We want to hit this left side, this first flat face on the left, medium pace, about a 4, and that'll leave us a super long putt for a 2, but it is a very possible 2, and if you miss, you should have a very short putt to make the 3, which is still pretty good on this hole. And then the trick shot is off of this dark black brick right here on the right side, and we're going to pop it into that, pop over here to the hole, and you can get the hole-in-one this way. Now when you look at this brick, you'll see that there's kind of a point in the middle right there, and we're going to go just slightly to the right of that point. I know it's hard to see on the video, but there is a small point in the middle right there, and you just want to go slightly right of that, about a 6 out of 10 on the power level probably, and that'll pop you over there for the possible hole-in-one. So here we got a pretty simple one. They just want us to drop down a step, drop down another step, and then go into the hole. We're going to kind of skip that and go right through the middle of this first space here at a medium pace, hit the ground and jump over that barrier, hit the wall and come back. Right through the middle, about a 4 out of 10. It looks like the hole-in-one's possible, and I have rimmed the cup doing this, but I haven't been able to get it to go in. There are a few ways to go about this one, but they just want us to come down the hill and get over to the cup one way or another. Most people's preferred shot is to come down to the right, land on this piece down here, and come down, hit the wall, come back around to the hole. Hole-in-one is possible doing this shot. This one's probably about a 3 out of 10. Just got to be careful to land on that and not go over it, or you're gonna bounce over and out. This is also a possible hole-in-one shot, but you're gonna need a little bit of luck to help you out. On the wall to our right at the tee box, you'll see 2 triangular lines coming down. There's one there and another one right there. This first one here, we want to go right after the point where it ends. And we're going to hit that at about a 5 out of 10 pace. Bank off the wall. You don't want to land on this piece. You want to go over that and hit the wall and then come back. And that'll get you down there pretty consistently. So this next shot looks super hard, but in reality it's actually not. Now this is my preferred shot as well because I can hit this one every single time. And so we're going to hit that slightly angled piece on the rock there. I know it looks super small, but you can do this, trust me. So if you go up to the tee box, you look down in front of you, you're going to see a dot right there on the ramp. It's a little bit left of where we want to hit though, but if you come up from that dot, there are two smudges right next to each other right there. And we want to roll right over the smudge that's on the right side. So there's the dot and then two smudges behind it. We want to roll over the smudge on the right there. And there's actually a bigger window than you think for this. You can go over that smudge, slightly to the right of the smudge. You'll still hit that same angled piece and come over and get a line to the cup. Speed doesn't matter too much. I know the smudges are super hard to see on video, but as long as you just remember that dot right there, come back from it to the top of the hill, because the smudges are right on the crest of the hill where you start to fall, you'll be able to find them. Alright, my least favorite hole on the course. So we're going to start on the first step, go on that cup. It's going to bring us down to the second step, drop us out where I stop moving, and then we're going to go through that cup, drop down to the third step. Now here we're going to shoot straight ahead, about a 3.5 power, try to come back in the cup, roll down this trough, and hope to get a good line. You're probably only going to get about a half a cup, if that. Sometimes you won't even get a line at all. If you hit that brick on your straight putt, that can leave you without a line a lot of the time, so we can also go for a bank right early on this brick on the left side. Bank into that, hit the wall, go in the cup, but your power needs to be just right so that you get enough spin off of the wall and go into the cup, or don't get too much spin and miss the cup. But the nice thing with the bank shot is that you're always going to have a line to get into the hole if you miss. So here they want us to pick a lane, go down, putt up the hill, and try to get into the hole. Instead, we're going to land on this flat piece of rock right here on the right side. This one isn't as hard as it looks. Just got to figure out the power. Once you get the feel for it, you should be able to get it. But you just bounce off of that rock and that'll bounce you into the hill right there, which will pop you straight up into the air because you're hitting the face of a hill, and that'll just steal all your momentum and bring you down. The later you land on that flat surface, the better chance you have of going in the hole. So you can get a hole in one with this shot, and putting up into the hole actually isn't as difficult as you might think. If you're on the side of it like I am, then you're going to need to compensate just a little bit, but not much at all. Just hit it with enough power and it'll pretty much go straight. And that's easy too. So this one's actually a pretty big hole. So we can either putt over once and then putt to the right and then go to the left, or we can go to the right on that second lane, go to the left, come around, go to the hole. Either way, you're looking at a 4 at best with that shot. What I recommend doing is just hitting it at a medium pace, about a 4, 3.5 right here. And there are 3 dots right here making a triangle shape. As long as you're in that triangle, you should be good to go for this next shot, which is right here onto that darker triangle that's kind of broken off of that rock. We're just going to pop it straight into that and over. It's way, way, way easier than it looks. Once you get this down, you should be able to get it pretty much first try every time. When you're hitting into this rock, it's about a 1.5, maybe just a 2. And if you have all your lines just right from your setup to where you hit the rock, you actually can get it into the cup off of it. Alright, the madman shot. Going straight across into that snowy rock right there. And that'll pop you over for a possible 2. Not an easy shot, and we actually weren't exactly looking for the pop we got. We kind of went straight into the rock and bounced back and got lucky. You kind of want to hit the gray face right on top, this angled towards the hole. But you can do it and it'll pop you over. Hole 16 looks pretty simple, but it can be tricky. So there are these kind of like walls where the grass carpet comes up right above the rocks in some places, and you can catch those pretty easy and get knocked backwards. So we're going to try to not even go over there at all and hit just slightly left of the center of that brick, hop over and try to go into the hole. This one's pretty tough to get consistently, and if you hit it softer you can stop before the hole and land on the platform where it is, but you can get the hole-in-one with this shot. I have done it a couple times actually. So I'm probably going to start doing this now because I already have the hole-in-one, and this hole can be a pain if you mess it up, but literally just go right over the middle brick at a kind of medium soft pace. What you're trying to do is hit the first brick and jump over this first stage, land on the second one like that, and that'll make it so your power is just right that you don't fall off the last one. Got a few shots here, but they want us to come up this hill, come down this small space here, and down where the cup is. Our first shot is a nice trick shot that I think I'm going to start doing this one most of the time. I'm going to go just left of the point on that diamond that's pointing towards the tee box at a pretty soft shot, about a 2.5 or a 3, and that'll just pop you right on over. Pretty safe shot once you get the weight down. This next shot's super consistent. We're just gonna hit that middle brick right there, the tallest one, and it is super consistent, but you have to hit it pretty hard, so you can easily bounce out. And since you have to hit it so hard, which is probably about a 5.5 or a 6, you lose accuracy, so you might have a hard time hitting that specific brick. So the first shot or this third shot might be the better one for you. Alright, just the simple one they expect you to do. We're aiming at that same brick that we were going to jump off of, the tallest one, and we want to stop short before we're going to get up to hitting that one and drop down through the gap. Very simple. Alright, hole 18. This one can kill your game. You can easily stroke out here. So, they want you to go straight, come left, and then take the long putt for the hole in a 3. Now, this trick shot's going to look super intimidating, but give it a try. It's easier than it looks. So, that super black brick right there, third one back from it, and we want to hit the gray side of this one. Just like that, pop it over. You actually don't have to hit it that hard. You might be hitting it too hard if you're having trouble, actually, believe it or not. It's probably more like a 4 out of 10, maybe even less. It's not very hard, and that'll pop you right on over. And getting a 2 here is pretty sweet, and you actually can get the hole-in-one. I've got it. I've seen another friend get it. Just keep trying. You can do this one. I didn't try this shot for a really long time and just kept going the normal way. Watched everyone else do it. Then one day I finally tried it, nailed it the first try, took it into practice, and was able to get pretty good at it. So just try it. It may look super intimidating, but you can do it. Alright, let's get out of practice and go do this real run. So if you didn't watch the practice part of this video, I do really recommend you go back and watch that, because I go over a lot of shots there that I don't do in this run but are really helpful, and you might want to do them. They might work better for you. But for this first one, we're just going to bank off of that brick, come over, and you can get a lot closer in that hole than I did. I got a little unlucky and clipped a crack on the wall there. This one, if you go just a little bit left, right over where the back of that step starts to break, you can actually go straight into the hole, and it's a pretty safe shot too. Here we're just going to go slightly to the right, hit that angled piece of that rock, come over here. As long as you're still in the shiny silver part right there, you can still pop up that hill, but if you're on the black side, you can't pop up that. We're just going to pop that up, knock it in the hole. It's only about a 2 to pop it up that hill. Here we're going to go straight across And I actually messed up on this. I was trying to go straight across and hit that piece of rock that's sticking out on the right side of the screen right now. And that'll get you a lot closer to the hole, but all good. Still just make the putt. This one can 100% ruin your game if you stroke out here. Don't worry, as long as you don't mess up too bad on the rest of the holes, you'll still be able to get under par here. That felt friggin' awesome. Love it when that happens. Oh yeah, good stuff. Going down on the other side. Favorite hole on the course. Now if you're putting up from here on the right side of the cup, you're gonna want to go a little bit left of the cup, because when you go up the hill it's gonna want to break to the right. And here we messed up this shot too, I think. Yep. Right there on that rock though, the one I hit, there's a little chipped off piece on the left side of it and a flat face on the right side of it. I was trying to hit that flat face at a medium pace and come over here and go around for a 2. I'd highly recommend going to practice checking that out, because that's a very good consistent shot to go for. But we're just going to send it the whole way around and take the long putt. And then here we're going to go on the step just to the right, jump over that piece of the pillar that's sticking out and get over here. This is actually not super consistent for me. I normally don't make that on the first shot, so I go for a trick shot. This possible hole in one, again, go over that in practice. Not here though. Should go back, check that out. So pretty good shot. Here we're going to play this one safe and just hit it straight across for a short putt. It's another one that's got a pretty consistent hole in one that you'll see in practice, but I didn't go for it here. Yet again, another pretty consistent trick shot you'll see in the practice part, but didn't do it here. Just because we had a couple of holes where I didn't get some great strokes, like where I hit the cup and flew out, and there was one earlier where I messed up. I don't remember what it is right now, but we'll just take the normal safe 3 right there for the birdie. And here we're gonna try to bank it off of here and go over there, but we're having more trouble still. It's okay, because we're gonna come out with a pretty high score at the end of this. But we're trying to hit that flat face on the left side right there. There's a flat face on the left, and then another one that leans kind of to the right on the right side of that brick. If you want to hit that left one at a medium pace, and that'll get you right here for a line to the hole. Just missed it, rimmed the cup. And that setup shot right there on that flat face, probably about a 4 out of 10 on the power level. That one's simple, just send it straight through the middle of that first gap. About a 3 out of 10, so you pop over the first obstacle. This hole has multiple shots, which I go over in practice. This is my newly preferred shot here, and you can nail this shot every single time. There's a way to do it. There's a smudge right there that you can easily aim for. This right in front of you, put it in the hole, or not in the hole, but put you down there for the 2 every time that I go over in the practice, as well as 2 other shots, one of which is a hole in one. Here we're trying to hit it just straight on at about a 3, but it's tough to do. Line and power need to be perfect. This is my least favorite hole on the course, so when you come down that trough and you hit that brick, there's nothing you can do about it. You might have a line here, you might not have a line here. If you do, you probably only have about a half a cup. You can bank off of that rock right there and come off the wall and go into the cup, but you can also go for the straight putt. I like to go off of that brick usually. I had a pretty decent line there and still missed, so I went for it. But if you go off of that brick on the left side and bank off the wall into the hole, if you miss, you should always have a line to get into the hole. But with the straight putt, you'll often clip that rock on the left and not have a line, get stuck behind another one. Here you can see I jumped off that flat piece of rock in front of the tee. That's about a 2.5 power or so, and that'll pop you up so you land on the face of the hill and it steals your momentum so you can land there by the hole. I looked up because I missed my putt and knew I should have made that, but it happens. So this one's just a setup right here, probably about a 4.5 to get it over there. Then again, another stupid mistake that I should have made. Just hit it a little bit too soft. That one's one that you should make every time. Just every now and then, you know, stuff happens. And here we go, we're going to take a safe shot here. Just go up the middle. And when you do that, you want to skip the first section of carpet, land on the second section, and that'll pop you over with the perfect power to stop on the level where the hole is. And so for this one, we're going to go slightly left of where the point of that diamond is, pointing at the T at about a 2.5 power, pop it over here to the hole. For the 18, over here on the right side, you'll see down there is a black brick right on that curb. 3 bricks back from that one is the one that we're going to hit and pop down. Right there. Might have to pause that, but there's a black brick right there on the left, and we're going to hit 3 to the right. That one right there, pop us over. It's not a very hard hit, about a 3.5 or so, because you want to clip that brick, not go over it. That'll pop you over, and even with all those missed putts, ones I definitely should have made, we still ended up with a -17, so you can definitely see that you can get into the mid-20s with this, even if you, or especially if you hit some of the hole-in-ones that I missed. But I hope this helps you out. I hope you can get under par on Seagull stacks now. It's easily one of the hardest courses in the game to get under par on. It might take you quite a few tries, so good luck. I hope this helps you get it, and I'll see you in the next Walkabout guide. Have a good one.